Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Poetry Podcast. This is Andrew, and bear with me as I gain my bearings. This is the very first time I've ever done this. So I was watching 50 Cent Get Rich or Die Trying just before doing this, and I've always wanted to do a podcast. I'm a very positive-minded, kind of oriented person. Try to be, at least. And I enjoy myself most when I am that way, I should say that. Maybe that way. Like Gary Vaynerchuk, Les Brown, Tony Robbins, shit, even 50 Cent, Eminem. These people really speak to me. Future, Papa Roach at this point now. Right, so some of these people, they speak to the motivation of, progress. And I think that Tony is right, Tony Robbins, that is right when he says that happiness is progress. So I want to do this. I want to progress in my skills of presenting decent content for people that want to listen. And if you want to join in, awesome. I want to do some affiliate marketing stuff coming up, and that's going to be a lot of fun. And I could always use help with whatever you guys want to help with. I love company, and I think we could have a lot of fun together doing some stuff. So I was watching this movie, Get Rich or Die Trying. At the end, 50 Cent, right? The guy that got shot like 9 times, right? He had the song Into Club, Pimp, and P.I.M.P., right? Patiently Waiting was always my favorite on that album, right? Many people liked that song. Many people liked a lot of stuff about 50 Cent. I'm just talking about that album. It came out in 2003, right? He dropped this movie, and then in 2005. Interesting little tidbit about me. I went to school in a place where I got to study from Professor Jackson, who did the keys for Into Club. That's pretty neat. So anyway, we're moving forward to the end of that movie. 50's like... I'm sorry, is it 50? Is like... I was looking for my father my whole life. Turns out I was just looking for me the whole time. And that really spoke to me. If you do know me, then you know that my father, unfortunately, isn't around. He passed away in 2003. He committed suicide in 2003. I was 12 years old. I didn't really cope with that the best. I coped with it the worst. And perhaps not the worst, but I mean, it was really bad. I did a lot of self-abuse, and I'm just... moving into a newer thing for myself, progress. And so this is a new journey for me, and newer, I should say. I'm not, off the rails, if you will. Okay, so newer journey, and that little moment spoke to me, and it's uncomfortable to talk about. And that brings me to my next point. Gary Vaynerchuk, a huge piece of the puzzle for me in terms of motivating and change and progress. He had a podcast. I was listening to it. He said, "Don't fake it till you make it. Don't fake it till you make it." What the fuck? That's like how I've been living my life the whole time, right? I have the cheapest shit gold watch. I'm faking it till I make it, baby. And right, I'm flailing around this gold pen. I love this gold pen, okay? You can buy this gold pen for less than $15 on Amazon, and it's a fountain pen. I don't know if you know what that is, but they invented fountain pens so that you didn't have to do the whole fucking dip, 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 dip. Okay? You get me? You didn't have to do that. Because they have little ink cartridges that go in there. And what it does is it flawlessly delivers ink to the page. Delivers ink out of the pen to the page flawlessly every time. No more rubbing that pen on your tongue to get that ball loosened up to get the ink flowing again. Or to break the wax free or whatever technology. I don't know. Okay, I'm not sure how pens work. I am slightly curious. But I long story short, love this pen. I chose the gold one. But check that out, okay? I'll provide a link if you'd really care to go through my affiliate portal. Beautiful pen, beautiful way to write. beautiful things come from not faking it till you make it, documenting your authentic journey. And that's uncomfortable as shit for me, because it pretty much means I have to just live with that I'm exposed of being a loser, and I don't want to fake it till I make it, because as Gary Vaynerchuk would say, you're only tricking the other losers. But what about someone like Les Brown, who says, don't see it to believe it? No. Don't see it to believe it. I'm telling you to believe it, then you can see it. That almost sounds like fake it till you make it, right? Well, Les is saying you have to believe in yourself enough, and Gary would agree. In fact, Gary, reconciles with this by saying the self-delusion stuff is awesome. I'm paraphrasing, but he does say something very close to that. He likes the idea of getting in your own head so that you do what you need to do to motivate yourself to make sure that you believe it enough to make sure that you're taking those conscious actions and massive actions and steps towards the end goals that you've created for yourself as well. And that's a huge thing too, is maybe you're working towards things that you haven't, you should be designing your goals. And that's a very important thing with it. That's what this is too, right? I wanted something that I could create, and that's what this whole thing is. So it's a project that I created using some skills of mine. Now, I did open up, I'm pretty sure, and called it the Poetry Podcast. If not, that's what I'm calling it, is the Poetry Podcast. I wanted to, it's obvious that I'm going to direct it into positive mind, right? So, thanks for listening, everybody. I'm going to leave off with a poem now. So, keep in mind the positive movement. Keep up with your personal dreams and goals. I think it's very important that we take time to even just think about these goals. Having them written down is awesome. You can review them every day. You should review them every day. If nothing else, just once a week. Goals are exceptional, because I truly believe that progress is happiness. And so maybe this will be called the Progress Poetry Podcast, something like that. But at any rate, I'll leave off with a poem. You guys have a wonderful evening or morning or afternoon. Don't fake it till you make it, because you'll never make it, kid. You can't know where you're going till you find out where you've been. If you don't know what I'm saying, then I'll say it again and again until you believe it and see it. I believe in you, friend. All the while and to the end.